Welcome to Exercise with Exos. I am back in action, ready to rock and roll. We are going to be doing a nice little circuit today. We're going to do 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, 3 times through. And no, we're not doing burpees today. So, giving y'all that little welcome back gift from me. But we are going to be doing a lot of total body stuff today. So we'll go ahead and get started with the demo today. And we're going to start off here. First thing we're going to be doing is we're going to do, I put my camera down too far low. My bad. So we're going to start off with a squat, and then we're going to bring our knee to the opposite elbow here. So we're going to get a little extra core work here. So hands by the temples, we're going to squat, and then we're going to exhale, bring knee to the elbow, squat, and then opposite sides. We're just going to be alternating between the two here. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. And then after that, we're going to go ahead. I guess I can do that camera back. We're going to do some inchworms here. So you can either walk your feet or walk your hands back, but I'm just going to do all in the hands here. So we're going to bend forward, forward, fold, walk the hands out. And then we're going to do a push-up once we're in that plank position. So push up and then hips up and then walk those hands back to the feet, stand all the way up. And then we're going to repeat that. So that's going to be the second movement. And then for the third and fourth here, what we're going to do is we're going to do reverse lunge into a knee drive, and we're going to do all on one leg, and then the next 40 seconds will be on the other leg. So pick whichever leg you'd like to start with, stepping back, and then driving that knee up, going back and forth there, making sure that core is tight as we drive that knee up. We want to pretend like we've got glass around our hips. We're going to break that glass with our knee every single time. So we're going to do 40 seconds on one leg and then turn around 40 seconds on the other leg, doing that. And then we're going to go ahead and go back onto the ground for our upper body here. And we're going to do some plank toe taps. So in that plank position, hips up, touch the opposite toe, back down to plank, touch the opposite toe, and back down. So that's going to be our next movement. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and do a multifaceted movement. It's going to be the last one. We're going to do some RDLs, and then at the bottom we're going to do the of T. So we're going to have those feet shoulder width apart, push that door closed with the hips, and then once we get to the bottom, we're going to bring those arms out to the side like a T, and then squeeze the glutes and come back up. So from this angle, we're pushing the hips back, and then we're going to drive with the elbows up. So if we pretend like we've got glass on our back, we're going to break the glass with those elbows, really using our rear delts there, and then squeeze those glutes and stand on up. So that's going to be our full circuit for today. Again, we're going to do 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. We're going to go through that 3 times through, and then we'll cool down and go on with the rest of the day. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our warm-up. So we're going to start off in the top of our space. Also, if at any point you're wondering what we're doing or what's next, you can check out the chat. So thank you, Louise, for throwing that in there for us today. And we're going to start off with our world's greatest stretch. So all the weight in the left foot, interlace those fingers, grab onto the right knee, pull that knee towards our chest. We're going to take a nice big deep inhale. And on the exhale, stepping back into that reverse lunge, back leg stays nice and straight, hands on the inside of our front foot. And we're taking a nice big deep belly breath. On the exhale, left hand up towards the ceiling, gazing past our thumb. We're rotating, opening up towards that front leg. Getting some nice rotation here. Keeping that back leg nice and straight. Nice big deep belly breath. On the exhale, putting that hand on the outside of the front foot, pushing ourselves up into that hamstring stretch, getting as close to our knee as we can, toes to the ceiling. Nice big deep breath, and on the exhale, bringing the right foot next to the left foot. Squeeze those glutes, stand on up. Great job, everyone. All right, go do that same thing on the other side. So we're going to put all the weight in the right leg. Interlace those fingers, left leg hugging that towards our chest. Nice big deep breath. On the exhale, stepping back into the reverse lunge. Back leg staying nice and straight, hands on the inside of the front foot. Keeping that back leg nice and straight. We're gonna take a nice big deep breath. And on the exhale, opening up towards the ceiling. So bringing the right hand up towards the ceiling, opening up towards our front leg, gazing past our thumb, keeping that back leg nice and straight. Nice big deep belly breath. On the exhale, planting that hand on the outside of the front foot, pushing ourselves up into that hamstring stretch. And we're gonna do a nice big deep inhale, and on the exhale, bringing the right foot, left foot next to the right foot, squeeze those glutes, stand on up. Awesome. All right, last part of our warm up here, we're gonna get our hips a little bit warmed up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our, everyone's favorite, my favorite, I love doing this, no one else does. We're gonna do some deep squats into a stand, okay? So we're gonna go ahead, forward fold here, push those hips back, grab onto the toes. We're gonna do a nice hamstring stretch here. And we're gonna bring those, our glutes down towards our heels, into that deep squat, going as low as we can, still holding onto our toes. And then we're gonna squeeze the glutes, push our hips back up. We're gonna do that 2 more times. So bringing those glutes down, opening up the hips a little bit more and try and get a little deeper each time. Squeeze those glutes, stand up. And last one here, bring the glutes down. Get a nice hip stretch. If you need to rock side to side, open up those hips a little more. And we're gonna squeeze the glutes. We're gonna stand up and then squeeze and stand all the way up. And once we're standing, we're ready to go. So starting off with our squats, bringing the knees to the opposite elbows, hands at our temples. Gonna get the timer going here in 3, 2, 1, and go. So hands are at our temples, feet are shoulder width apart, hip width apart. We're squatting down, opposite elbow. So really exhaling as we come across, making sure we're using our core to lift our legs and less of our hip flexors. So really focusing on using that core. It does help if you exhale as you come across, really making sure we're engaging that core. Yeah, that breathing down. We're pushing the ground away from us. We're being explosive as we come up. 3, 2, 1. All right, great job, everyone. Up next, we're gonna do our inchworms. We're doing that push up at the bottom. So walk your hands out, do your push up, and then walk your hands back. Just move this a little bit. Hopefully we'll be able to see everything. All right, 3, 2, 1. So hips back into that forward fold, hands to the ground, walk those hands out into our plank. Do 1 push up here, and then hips up, walking those hands back. The more we use our hands to walk back and forth, we're gonna get a little bit more shoulder engagement versus doing half and half. Making sure our elbows are staying nice and tight in our push-ups. And if we need to just slowly lower ourselves, do that. Or if you need to go to the knees, do whatever is comfortable and available to you today. 3, 2, 1. All right. Up next, we're doing reverse lunge with the knee drive. So pick your leg, whichever leg you want to start with. We're going to do all of it on one leg, and then we'll switch to the other leg in the other 40 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Stepping back, driving that knee up. We're breaking that plane of glass we have at our hips. We're breaking that with our knee every time, pushing the ground away from us with our whole foot. And we're exhaling as we bring that knee up, just like with our squat, knee to opposite elbow. Really making sure that we're using our core and not the hip flexors. Being as explosive as we can, keeping our balance. Great job, everyone. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got 20 seconds. We're gonna do that same thing on the other side. Get our other leg some work in. And as always, you can use your respirator, you can walk around, you can do whatever you want, you can get some water, whatever you need. 3, 2, 1. Same thing on the other side. making sure that when we go down into that lunge, our chest is directly over the arch of our front foot. We got parallel lines from our shin and our chest, knee tracking past our second toe, and also making sure that we're not stepping directly behind. We want to be our leg to go out behind itself, not behind the other leg. We don't need to walk on tight ropes. You want to be balanced and stable. Breaking that glass, explosive movements here. 3, 2, 1. Great job. All right, we got our plank toe taps next. Put this over here so I don't miss the time, because we all know I always miss. We all know that by now, especially since I'm out of practice. 3, 2, 1. Plank toe taps. In that plank, pushing ourselves up, tapping the opposite toe, making sure that when we're in that plank, we are in line head, shoulders, hips, and heels. Making sure our hands are staying below our shoulders in our plank. It does help if we exhale as we push ourselves up, really engaging that core. This is just as much core as it is shoulders. 3, 2, 1. All right, good job, everyone. Last thing here, we're doing our RDLs, and we're doing that T at the bottom. This is total body movement. We're gonna push our hips back into the RDL, bring those arms out like a T at the bottom, come back up. 3, 2, 1. Fade our hip width apart, push those hips back, elbows towards the ceiling, and then squeeze the glutes and come back up. Keeping our whole look back, our whole spine is nice and flat. If we're having trouble with those shoulder blades, we're gonna pinch, we're gonna squeeze that orange with our shoulder blades. We're gonna keep squeezing the whole time. So it's gonna help us keep our upper back just as flat as our low back is. Breaking that plane of glass on our back with our elbows, pinkies towards the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. All right, round 1 is done. We got 2 more to go. We got squats with the knees to our opposite elbow coming up next. Getting a lot of total body movements here. 3, 2, 1. Hands at the head or at the temples, opposite arm, opposite elbow. And that's the same thing. Opposite arm to opposite knee. Really driving through the core, using our explosiveness, pushing off the ground with our whole foot. So focus on the heel, big toe, little toe, going down as far as we can while keeping good form. We want to make sure that if our hips really start to break or our pelvis is moving, we want to stop. So if your pelvis starts tucking under here, that's where we want to stop. All right, sorry I was talking, we're done. I was gonna count down, but we're already at 40 seconds. Unless you wanna keep going, you can go the whole minute if you really want. Up next, we got the inchworms with the push-ups at the bottom. I know Joan hates resting, so she probably kept on going the whole time. All right, inchworms, 3, 2, 1. Pushing those hips back, hands to the ground, walking them out. Into that tall plank, pushing up, keeping those elbows nice and tight. Pushing those hips up, walking our hands out, squeeze those glutes, come back up. So really making sure we're keeping everything nice and tight through our spine. Pushing the ground away from us with our hands here. Keeping those hands nice and flat on the ground as we walk out and back. Great job, y'all. Keep pushing. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. That was perfect timing. All right, we got our reverse lunge with the knee drive. We're doing one leg all at once, and then we'll switch over to the other leg after our first 40 seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1. Pick your leg, any leg. break that plane of glass with that knee. Exhaling as we come up, really engaging that core. I want to make sure we're also controlling as we step back, working on our stability of the foot. Really helps if you don't have shoes on to work on that. Great job, y'all. Keep pushing. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right. We're gonna do that same thing on the other leg. And then we'll move on to our plank toe taps. I don't know why I can't talk today. 3, 2, 1. Doing that other leg reverse lunge with the knee drive, keeping that whole foot planted on the ground, pushing away, heel, big toe, little toe. Breaking that plane of glass so we have at our hips. If you need to grab onto something, if you're gonna fall over, definitely do that. Great job. Keep pushing. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right. Now we're going to do our plank toe taps. Getting ready for that on the ground. Getting everything nice and tight here. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, tapping opposite hand to opposite toe, and then coming down nice and flat in that plank. Hands below the shoulders. Hips aren't coming down too far. We're not sagging at the hips either. So our low back is staying nice and flat because our core is engaged, keeping that pelvis nice and taut. Great job. Keep pushing. You're all doing awesome. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last movement of round 2. Then we got one more to go. We're going to do our RDLs with the T's at the bottom. 3, 2, 1. Feet hip width apart. Push those hips back into that RDL. Squeeze through the backs of our shoulders. So we're focusing. Pinkies are up. We're keeping our shoulder blades pinched. So we're squeezing that orange, but we're not bringing the shoulder blades together. So our back is staying flat. We're just driving the elbows up. We're going to feel that right on the backs of our shoulders. It's going to help us a lot with posture here. We really want to squeeze those glutes as we come up. What's going to help us be able to squeeze those glutes is by pushing the ground away from us. 3, 2, 1. All right, great job. One more round to go here. We've got our squats with the knee to opposite elbow first. And then inchworms to follow. 3, 2, 1. Hands at the temple, squatting down. Bringing opposite knee to opposite elbow. Really use that core. We're exhaling, we're pushing the ground away from us with our whole foot. So heel, big toe, little toe. Almost fell over there. Great job. Keep pushing hard. It's our last round to make it count. 3, 2, 1. All right. Now we have our inchworm with the push-up at the bottom. Try and get as good of push-ups as we can here. 3, 2, 1. Hips back, hands on the ground, walking those hands out, keeping those elbows as close to us as we can. Really using those arms, using our shoulders here, keeping those hands as flat on the ground as we can as we walk them back towards our feet. Also trying to keep those our knees as straight as we can. Great job, y'all. 3, 2, 1. All right. We got our reverse lunges next. So 40 seconds on one leg, 40 seconds on the other. And then we have toe taps and our RDLs with the bent over T. We're gonna be good to go. Obviously we're gonna cool down before that. And then we're gonna be good to go. 3, 2, 1. So go ahead and pick your leg, any leg. Stepping back. Exhaling, being explosive, breaking that glass at our hips. Keeping that chest directly over the arch of our front foot as we step back. That also does help. We don't need a huge giant step here. We want to find a good step where we can really keep that weight on the front leg. It's really, the goal here is to really focus on using that front leg. We're not using our back leg to push off. 3, 2, 1. We're only using that back leg to drive, obviously to drive that knee up. Other than that, we're really using the front leg to carry the weight here. All right, last time on this side. We got 2 more movements and then we'll cool down. We'll be good to go. 3, 2, 1. Stepping back. Exhaling as we come back forward. Push that ground away from us. Whole foot. Great job. Really push here. This is our last time doing this. Still want to keep everything on our core and our back and our spine nice and tight. Really push that ground away from us. Use that whole foot. 3, 2, 1. All right. We got our plank toe taps and then RDLs. Now we're going to cool down. We'll be able to go on with the rest of this wonderful Thursday before the long weekend. All right, plank toe taps. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come across, tapping the opposite toe. Great job, y'all. Keep moving. Get everything nice and tight here through the core. Really make these last 2 movements count. It's our last round. Keep breathing, keep our core engaged. Use those arms. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last rest period, last movement of the day. We got the RDLs with our bent over T's. All right. 3, 2, 1. Pushing those hips back, keeping everything nice and flat. Push the ground away from us. So just like with our lunges, just like with our squats, whole foot on the ground, heel, big toe, little toe, push that ground away from us. We're making sure we're closing that door with our butt and we're stopping once our hips stop moving back. Great job. We're doing awesome. Finishing up strong. 3, 2, 1. And that is going to be the circuit. Nice job, everyone. Go ahead and get a sip of water if you need it. We're going to make our way onto the ground for our cool down. We're going to do a nice stretch. We're going to open up our hips a little bit. And then we're gonna slow our heart rates down. So on the ground here, hands under the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're gonna stick one leg out to the side like a kickstand, keeping that pinky toe on the ground. And we're gonna rock back, keeping our core tight, back flat, glutes to heels. And then we're gonna exhale, squeeze that glute and come right back up. So we're gonna do this a few times. You can go at your own pace. I know everyone's hips probably feel a little bit different today. So hold the bottom for as long or as quick as you'd like. And wherever we're at, we're gonna make this next one our last one. Great. Once we finish that last one, we can go ahead and move over to the other side. So now the left leg straight out the side like a kickstand. Keep that pinky toe on the ground. We're gonna rock back, glutes to heels. Again, hold as long or as little as you would like. Keep breathing through it. And wherever we're at, last rock back here. Awesome. All right, once we finish that last one, we're gonna end with some child's pose. So we can take those knees a little wider than hip width, sink those hips back, walk those hands forward, forehead, chin, or cheek to the ground. And we're gonna do 3 big deep breaths here. So we're really gonna calm our heart rate down. So we want nice big inhales into the belly through the nose, and then exhale a little bit longer through the mouth, calming that heart rate down. And let's go ahead, wherever we're at, we're gonna do one more deep breath here. And after that last breath, you can feel free to stay there in that pose if you'd like, but that's going to be all the time I have for today's exercise with Exos. So thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you had a good workout with me. We do have dance coming up right now, and I know you can get more rest in there, Joan. I know you're doing them whenever we're resting. So we do have dance coming up right after this if you want to get another workout in. We do have another stretch break today at 2:30, and we do also have ab sport and mobility with Brittany later tonight at 4:30. So we'll hopefully see you all there. You can join right from the Exos Fit app, makes it super easy, and hopefully you all enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you all at another live class. As a reminder, we don't have any classes tomorrow as it is an Autodesk holiday, so you can jump on the Exos Fit app, do an on-demand class, or you can check out any of our pre-recorded classes up on YouTube. So those are your options for tomorrow. So enjoy the long weekend, and I'll see y'all soon.